Today, I'm going to complete the series of talks that I've done in 2025 on the 12 spiritual powers as described by co-founder of Unity, Charles Fillmore. And the power for December is life. Life. And one of the things that Charles Fillmore says about life, he says it's the power to energize and animate. And I wanted to look up animate just so I could see exactly what it meant in the dictionary anyway. And it means to bring to life. So to energize and to bring to life, we have that power. But imagine this for a moment. What if we learned to live a life more and more full of love every day? More and more full of love every day. Because the world is calling for more and more love every day today, right? Every day. I can feel people calling for more love. If you've got a bulletin, turn it to your back page. And right at the top, it shows the vision and mission of Unity of Tallahassee. And I'd like for us to read the mission together. I'll give a chance for everyone to look at their bulletin. Okay. Our mission is finding the presence of divine love within and expressing it in our lives. Right there, isn't it? I love it. I love it. What if we awaken to and remember the beings of love that we are, that we were born to be? What if we do that and use the power of life to energize and bring to life more and more of that love as we come into the new year of 2026? I know it's definitely possible. And before I go on, I want to go to a little aside here. You'll probably notice that I use pronouns we and you in my talks. And I want to let you know that whenever I use the pronoun you, I'm talking to myself too. I'm one of you. We're all one. So if I say we or you, I'm talking to me. And I believe you can get on a roll with this by doing two simple, but not always easy things. Simple. Mike and I were talking about simple and easy this morning. So simple, but not always easy, it says. Unless it is. Number one, first, decide. We always get to choose, remember? We make a decision. Okay, decide to love yourself. All of you. Love your physical body, love your emotional body, love your mental body, love your spiritual body, the whole package. No exceptions. That's number one. Number two, decide to love your life in this moment, in every one's of this moments. Not the life that you're planning to live one day when things get better, not the life you think you should live, but your life as it is in every moment. Learn to love that. Now, I'm not really psychic, I'm kind of intuitive, but somebody out there might be thinking, Judee, that's a lot. I don't know about that. I got a lot on my plate already. And do all that? And I would say, if you're thinking anything like that, I would say, it's okay. You don't have to take a leap. You can take baby steps. Just baby steps. Each baby step is more and more, right? So just take baby steps. You'll be inspired to a step to take, and you take that step, and then another step will be revealed to you in divine timing. Or you can simply ask God within, God, this is what I do. I said, just show me the next step. I can always do one step, the next step. So just show that to me. Thank you. And I'll do that. I'll do that then. And let's start with loving yourself. Let's start with that one first. What better place to begin experiencing more love in your life and more love in the world than within yourself? Starting there. That last song, it talked about the Bible verse, love your neighbor as yourself, and I always think, gotta love yourself if you really want to love your neighbor, right? So love yourself. And how could we possibly have any really effective influence on the world and the love if we don't love ourselves first? That's where it all starts. Everything starts with us. Everything within us. And what if loving others and loving our world and loving our life as it is now actually requires us to take care of and love ourselves first? Oscar Wilde said, "To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance." Now, what a romance that would be, right? And what if that romance blossomed into a love affair with life itself? Imagine having a love affair with life and everything in it. Feels good to me. Feels good to me. Buddha said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the universe, deserve your love and appreciation. You deserve that." But when we learn to love ourselves unconditionally, then we automatically love our life and everything in it unconditionally. And it's a process until it's not anymore, until all of a sudden everyone awakens like that 100th monkey effect. That's how we play our part in co-creating heaven on earth. We all have a part in that, and that's how we play our part. Loving ourselves, and then everything else unconditionally. And our spiritual power of life gives us the ability to energize the beings of love that we are. It inspires us to love our lives now, to energize them, to breathe vitality into them, and generate enthusiasm for who we are and how our life unfolds. Enthusiasm, I love that. It means God through us. Everyone expresses the power of life to greater and lesser degrees. When you consciously align your power of life with Christ consciousness or with God inside you, then you begin to experience the fullness of life that we came here to know. We stood in line probably to come here to know, right? Yeah. Life's not meant to be endured. I've had to endure life a few times, I thought. Sometimes I forget and think it is to be, but I don't forget for long. It's to be expressed, it's to be experienced, it's to be enjoyed. Enjoyed. We can experience life as a power that not only enriches our soul, but also lifts up our physical body, lifts up our physical bodies into fuller expressions of the divine pattern implanted in us before we were born. And life works best when we allow it to flow freely throughout our entire body as the radiant energy of love. And notice I said allow it. Allowing is love. Allow it, not judge by appearances. What did Jesus remind us to do with appearances? Not judge by them, right? Yeah. So it means allow it, which means don't judge by appearances. And when life brings you something, say, "Oh, no, I don't want that," and push it away. Or to resist feelings that come into our body at different times. Feel our feelings instead of resist them, because that allows them to flow through us and out and not get stuck. Now, the moment we resist life, we tighten up. I got a massage not too long ago, and she said, "Oh, you're so tight." I said, "Oh, what am I resisting, What am I resisting in life?" And we're humans. Every day we resist something in life. But let it be less and less. Let us open up to allow everything more and more. The more we resist, the more likely we are to suffer. And then, of course, we give our attention to what we don't like, what we're resisting. And when we give our attention to something, we're giving it energy, we're giving it life. We're energizing it and bringing life to it, to what you don't want. And when you do that, it sticks around way longer than you want it to, right? Way longer than you want it to. That's a fun cycle. Not. Not. But here's a different approach to consider. What if you stop denying your power of life and labeling parts of your body as damaged or sick or bad? Now, people don't realize what they're doing when they say, I have a bad knee or I have a bad back, right? If they knew that they were resisting life and its healing power and its ability to do its healing work with your knee or back, you change your thoughts and your words about that. Just think about that. It's a habit we've picked up somewhere. We can change it. We've got the choice. And I love Louise Hay. She reemerged in a pure positive energy years ago, but she still is teaching people through her books, through her audio recordings, through her video recordings, how to love, how to heal their bodies through loving every cell in them, sending love and appreciation. Good back, good back. I love you. Good knee. And thinking and speaking positive, loving words to your body and about your body. Think about that. What if you awaken to the life power within you and feel its animating energy radiating through every cell in your body as divine healing energy, as divine love? That's what Myrtle and Charles Fillmore did, co-founders of Unity. That's what they did. The Unity movement began in the late 1800s based on prayer and the knowledge, understanding of the mind-body connection. And the Fillmores had suffered long-time physical challenges, and they were seeking healing. And one day they went to a lecture by a metaphysician named E.B., his initials, Weeks. And after hearing that lecture, Myrtle Fillmore had a profound realization. And the truth that she came to realize was that I am a child of God. I do not inherit sickness. And through prayer and meditation over time, she healed her body of tuberculosis. And Charles healed his leg that he had injured in a childhood ice skating accident. Now, the Fillmores did not set out to found a church. They just simply started healing and started sharing how they had healed their bodies with the power of God. They simply started sharing that through a magazine and through a prayer group, and that's how Unity was born. And it's evolved. But they understood their spiritual powers, especially the power of life, as they brought vitality and wholeness back into their body, their physical body as well as their mental and emotional bodies, because it's all connected. And everyone has his or her own concept of life. Some people, whether people judge life as good or bad, depends on their perception. Life just is. Humans judge it in so many different ways, yeah. Some people believe life is limited, that death of the physical body is the end. The end, and that disease and sickness and suffering is just part of the deal that you have to put up with while you're here in this body. And then other people, including most in Unity, see life as ongoing and infinite, and see health as our natural state, and see both life and health as things to be appreciated and celebrated and being grateful for. And Unity teaches that life is an ongoing gift from God, that the body comes from life, not the other way around, and that physical death is not the end. It's simply a transition to a different dimension of life expression. James Dillard Freeman said that our life did not begin with birth. It is not of the earth. And what we call death is simply the opening and closing of a door. And we all have the power to live life abundantly. While we may not have direct control over external conditions, we can affect them through the way that we see them or perceive them. Years ago, in the 80s maybe, I learned an equation, S plus A equals R, with S being situation. Now, we've all got situations in our life constantly, don't we? Yeah, multiple. And then A stands for attitude, and R stands for result. Or it could stand for reality, as in a new reality. And yes, the result we experience going through any situation is dependent on the attitude we bring to it. And yes, attitude is the part that we get to choose. We're always at choice with our attitude. We may get a conditioned one that comes up, but we can always change it if it's not working for us. When something triggers you negatively, your mind instantly goes to its archives and says, have I ever seen anything like this before? If the answer is yes, the next question is, what is it probably leading me to? And because it triggered us negatively, we'll say, to pain and grief like that situation a long time ago. And then we resist it, push it away, or run the other way, rerun the other way. Not being aware that we judged this on a situation that happened so long ago, and this new situation may have nothing to do with it. And we may have said no to something really good that life just is trying to bring us, right? Because of our judging by appearances or judging from past experience. The next time you get a knee-jerk negative reaction, what if instead you ask yourself, how can I look at this differently? How can I see the truth in this? How can I benefit from this? What can I learn that will serve me and others? This shift opens the door for the R, the result, being positive. Positive meaning something you want, something you resonate with. But we're always free to choose a new way to look at things. We're always free. Course in Miracles says there's another way of looking at this, and another, and another, and another. Alan Cohen said, imagine that life is working in your favor, even when it appears to be working against you. What if you use your imagination in that way, when the next time something appears to be working against you? Imagine it's working for you. What if it is true that life is always happening for us rather than to us or against us? Life is always happening to us. God is everywhere present, in everything, in every moment of life. We say that every Sunday, right? There's only one presence and one power. Imagine how alive and excited you would feel if you knew that life always has your back. Always has your back. What if you trust the process of life to bring you your highest good? Christopher Morley, an American journalist, novelist, and poet, said there is only one success: to be able to spend your life in your own way. Ooh, imagine spending my life in my own way every day, every moment. Ooh, yeah, I love that. As I mentioned last month, there are a lot of people that are not living their own lives. They're not living their own lives at all. They're living by expectations and roles and rules handed to them by other people. And they're unconscious of this until they aren't anymore. Children growing up are usually taught to live by their parents' rules, right? Other adults' rules. And then when they go to school, by school rules, by society's rules, and they get a job and by their employer's rules, government's rules. And there are a lot of religions that have very strict rules with dire consequences if you break them, right? One of the many things I love about Unity is it doesn't have any rules that have to be followed. Thank you, Unity. Thank you. It guides without demanding, and it invites rather than imposing. I imagine a lot of you were attracted to Unity because of that. Am I right? I was just blessed for my grandmother to introduce me to, my great-grandmother to introduce me to Unity, Wee Wisdom, children's magazine, when I was little. And then I got the teen magazine, and then I got Daily Word, and the first time I ever was around a Unity church was when a Unity study group was started here in 1974 when James Dillett Freeman came. But Unity churches were rare. Like I said, they didn't set out to be a church. Children, they naturally understand how to live. They're spontaneous. They say what they think, right? They're curious and they ask lots of questions. They run, they wiggle, they squiggle. They laugh, they imagine, they pretend, they sing, they skip, they dance. They're full of joy. They are fully alive and excited to wake up early to start each day. Ooh. I know we've all done that before in our lives. Hopefully we do it a lot more now. But my great-grandson, who's now 8, when he was 4 years old, he demonstrated this beautifully to me, and I always keep this in my heart. He spent the night with me it was a weekend, he spent the night with me, and the next morning, he woke me up, still dark, and by whispering, "Ma," he calls me Ma. He says, "Ma, it's morning. It's time to get up." And I sleepily suggested, "Can we just 10 more minutes, let's stay in bed." And he just quietly sat straight up in bed and started clapping and singing, "When you're happy and you know it, clap your hands." And of course, what did I won't say I have to do, what was I inspired to do? And that was to get up and sing with him and start our day. I love it. But he modeled for me being fully alive and excited to wake up early and get started on the day. So I'll always remember that and thank him for that. But children are all the things I just mentioned. And then some parents and some adults start telling them things like, "Be quiet, hush, don't ask so many questions, stop running, sit down and be still. Be careful." Yeah, don't run with scissors. I remember when I was an adult one day and I ran with scissors just because I could. I was a grown-up, right? and don't be so noisy. Hush or quiet, they might say. Or don't touch that. Or stop daydreaming. That's only your imagination. Discounting imagination, right? What if we learn to let the natural kids in us come back out and play? What if we do that for 2026? What if we do that for this afternoon? One of my favorite quotes is attributed to theologian Howard Thurman. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and go do that, because what the world needs is more people who come alive. In Joseph Campbell and The Power of Myth, Campbell said, "People say that we are seeking a meaning for life. I don't think that is what we're really seeking. I think what we're seeking is an experience of being alive." Thank you, Joseph Campbell. What if instead of searching for the meaning of life, we simply choose to find out what makes us come alive and be and do that? Then we're fulfilling the purpose of life, to experience it, to express it, and to enjoy it, right? What if we're right now doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing? It's a process. And guess what? most of what makes us come alive is finding more people to love and more things in our life to love. And loving more of who and what is already in our lives. That's a big key. What makes you come alive? What do you love and want to experience more of? What if you start putting your attention, meaning your thoughts, your words, your actions, your feelings, on those things more and more and more in 2026? And when your hearts and minds become conscious of what lights you up, of what makes you come more alive, love is ignited in you, is brought to life in you. You radiate love. And when you radiate love, what happens? You attract love. It's a circle. And as 2025 comes to a close, which is doing very quickly now, right? May we all become more aware of what lights us up, what makes us come alive, and may we carry that aliveness forward into 2026, infusing our lives with more love and gratitude and joy and peace and happiness and all those things of God, of spirit, and healing, good health, claiming that. And so it is.
Light of God surrounds us. The love of God